So in a minute, you're going to see 2-minute video clips from 3 countries, Finland, the United States, and Australia. And each is going to provide just a glimpse of diverse creative aging approaches that are shifting culture. These videos will be introduced by Tomi Laitio, Sheila Dean Ross, and Pauline Mackel, who are going to share more details about each of these programs in our following panel discussion. So, Tomi, without further ado, I'm going to pass the mic to you to introduce yourself and your video.
Good morning. Thank you so much, Heather, and thank you everyone for joining and having me in this important conversation. And thank you, Ashton, for a fantastic talk and kind of like lead to this conversation that links very much to the video that I'm going to show. I come to this conversation from Finland and from Helsinki. So I have worked for a decade for the city government of Helsinki, most recently as the executive director for culture and leisure, where I oversaw arts and culture, sports, youth work, and the public library system for Helsinki. I'm currently on a leave of absence at Johns Hopkins University, where I do research on the importance of parks and libraries. It is my absolute delight to present the video from Helsinki. It is from an organization called Circus Magenta, which is a nationally recognized arts organization which opens the world of circus for equity-deserving groups. The work you are about to see was funded through the new grants scheme in Helsinki that I'm going to talk about later, and really kind of as an example of what we can do when we have more resources for this work. It's a great example also of how we in Helsinki approach aging and how we wish to challenge the notion of who is seen as active, skilled, and creative. So I hope you enjoy the video. And thank you, Circus Magenta, for fantastic work.
We want to give authorship to elderly people in art and to show that aerial acrobatics is accessible to everyone. The movement is based on the performer's own ideas and life experiences.
Mä oon Katri, 70 plus. Jotenkin en tiedä mitä musta naksahti. Miksi tarttuu johonkin ja jää kiinni? No ainakin mä oon eka kertaa elämässäni roikkunut pää alaspäin. Nyt mä oon helpommin pää alaspäin kuin aikaisemmin. Ehkä sitä ajattelee usein, että elämä on niin kuin arvaamatonta. Mutta se arvaamattomuushan voi olla myös sitä, että tulee niin kuin hyviä asioita.
The Aerial Acrobatics Group is a part of Circus Magenta's Circus at Home project, in which we aim to strengthen the interaction skills, active participation and well-being of the elderly.
Beautiful. Thanks, Tomi. And next up, we have our postcard from the United States. Sheila, over to you.
Good morning. My name is Sheila Dean Ross, and I am the program officer with Arts and Education and Accessibility for the Delaware Division of the Arts, Delaware State within the United States of America. And I had the pleasure of having oversight of this arts learning project that we have embarked and are currently embarking on. The Delaware Division of the Arts was one of 36 state arts agencies to participate in the Leveraging State Investments in Creative Aging Initiative, which is a partnership between the National Assembly of State Arts Agencies, better known as NASA, and E.A. Michelson Philanthropy, which you will hear more about later in the program. Many, many thanks to both organizations for this creative aging funding opportunity, and special thanks to the Delaware Division of Libraries for partnering with us on this new creative aging adventure. State of Delaware, it was the perfect state to launch a new creative aging initiative. We are a small state with around 1 million residents statewide. However, approximately 400,000 are over the age of 50, which represents 40% of the state's population. tax-free shopping, moderate temperatures, and 380 miles of shoreline makes this state a magnet that draws many retirees. Please take a listen to the video.
One of the things about our area is we are a retirement destination, and you have to think about what are the needs of retirees. One, they have finally been able to walk away from doing the things that they've had to do, and now they're getting to do the things that they want to do. The other thing, because people are retiring here, they are often leaving their communities behind, and they're leaving their networks behind. So it may sound really great. You're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna retire to the beach, it's gonna be awesome. And then you get down here and you realize, oh, my friends aren't here. You know, the people that I'm used to being with and the connections that I have are no longer here. So it's important that we provide some type of programming that allows them to connect to one another. And this particular type of workshop, where it's being offered over several weeks and it's a small group, really allows them to make connections with each other.
Number one, it was free, which was good. That was a good thing. And because it was free and open to everyone, I didn't feel that I had any standards or anything that I had to meet in order to be part of the group. So I was really excited to just try it out.
So they're coming in 60, 70, 55, you know, whatever it is, having never done art and for a lifetime being afraid of it. The class is really about creating an environment that helps them develop past fear to reach whatever artistic ability they have or understanding they can gain in order to bring joy to themselves through artwork. And at the same time, if you can find friends in it, that's great.
Wonderful. Thanks so much, Sheila. I love all these different examples. And in the chat, even people saying, I'm going to try that, which underscores, I think, how important it is for us to share these stories and to see all this work, to realize ourselves how motivating it can be to see other older people creating art. Next up, our video postcard from Australia, and I'm going to turn things over to Pauline. Hi, Pauline.
Hi, Heather. Thanks so much. I'm Pauline McKell. I'm calling from Aranda country, and I'd like to acknowledge this incredibly beautiful country here in Central Australia and pay my respects to Aranda elders past and present. I currently work for Charles Darwin University, and the snapshot of the video that I'm presenting today is from work with the National Ageing Research Institute, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later. But this video was really an unanticipated outcome of a research collaboration that I've had the absolute privilege of being involved in my role as a researcher with the National Ageing Research Institute since its inception, since the research started in 2018. So the video here showcases the stories of 3 Aboriginal community-controlled art centres. These 3 are part of a network of 90 art centres across the country, and they're community-controlled. And really the story that the 3 centres wanted to share was to have their story recognised, that they really celebrate and reinforce the role of older people and elders within their communities. So I hope you enjoy it.
See, this basket is made out of grass. That grass, janbi, we call it janbi. It's not a new thing, but the colors are new and the raffia and the needle. But long time they did have that.
With a whippier.
Or a whippier or the hair.
One really important part of the Arts Centre is facilitating bush trips, getting artists back on country, and that's something that the Arts Centre puts a lot of work into, working with people where they want to go. I've been lucky enough to go with some artists on some small bush trips, and I think it's like really being in their comfort zone. I think it's their country, it's where they have their connection, and I think you can't have that anywhere else.
We haven't got much funding for Jambi Corner, you know. Not just Jambi Corner, but everywhere where funding is the main issue.
It's so important to keep older people strong, healthy, active, being part of something that they play a very important role in. You could see the difference it makes when they come to Mangaja. You know, like it's something that is part of them. You know, they come to share their stories, tell their history, share their culture, language to the younger generations, which, you know, I think is brilliant. Where else could you get something like this in a cultural way?
I hope that government will see that an arts centre is not just an economic space creating jobs in communities, but it's very much considered a space of a community space that supports all generations, and that it's finally getting an acknowledgement for all the extra work that we're doing that is not considered extra by the community, but it's considered outside of our funding agreements.
We just can't do this all on our own. So it's really important that we have a number of really flourishing partnerships. And I think there's great potential to work together with organisations out there for the outcomes of artists in community, particularly with some of the aged care facilities, for example, where we're supporting women that have moved into those places and are often removed from community. I think that is a very encouraging sign of the way that the investment can be quite small but can be very meaningful as well.
Thank you all so much, Pauline, Sheila, Tomi, for sharing those postcards. I think it's so important that we're hearing the voices of older creatives and artists in this space, and it's not always possible to bring them to the spaces, especially given the time zone differences. So just really want to honor you all for sharing those videos with all of us. I know there's some comments in the chat about will these videos be shared? And yes, we will share links to all the resources and videos. And I also want to underscore that the video clip that you just saw that Pauline shared is a clip from a fuller film called Art Centers Supporting Our Elders. And I think Jacqueline has or will be putting the link to the full video in the chat as well. And I really encourage everyone to take a look.
For more information about the 2023 International Creative Aging Summit and to download our summit resource guide, please visit www.lifetimearts.org/ICAS-2023. And be sure to check out Lifetime Arts professional development resources and services linked in the description below.